Hello YouTube! We're going to do an overview of my multi-tool collection today. I'm not going to do any individual reviews because it would take way too long, and you're probably more interested in seeing what I got than what these things do, because probably a lot of you out there know what they do. I'm a facility manager at a apartment building for seniors. We have 87 units, and I found early on that it's a lot easier to carry a multi-tool than running up and down stairs, getting dedicated tools for whatever little job I was doing. Probably 80% of what I take care of during the day I can do with what's in the multi-tool. And if you're not familiar with them, just about all of them have pliers. They've got screwdriver bits, knives of various configurations, chisels in some cases, little pry tools. Very handy to have, and like I say, it keeps you from running up and down stairs. In the environment I'm in, a tool belt really isn't, it really doesn't fit into the environment, so the multi-tools work out really great. The first one, these are two Schrades, and they were the first tools that I used. This one here is the ST1, and you can see all the implements are located in the handles of the tool, and it unfolds like that. Pretty cool. The second one is actually, I got it from Sears. It's a Craftsman Pro Multi-Tool, but it's manufactured by Schrade. I don't recall what the model number is. It's an ST-something. It's one step up from this tool with adjustable pliers, which is really nice. From there, we move along to the Gerber line, and I went from the Schrades briefly to experimenting with Gerber. There's some people out there that'll tell you Gerber is junk, and I don't know, I have problems with anybody calling a tool junk, but at any rate, there's the Gerber Legend here. This here is the Compact Sport, the Gerber Suspension, and the Gerber Recoil. And they all have their own little idiosyncrasies. The Legend has spring pliers, which is nice. Tools located in the handles, as you can see there. The Compact Sport, as you can see, works like that. The thing that's difficult for me to get used to with the Sport is that these handles here don't flip out like they did on the Schrade. So you've got to kind of pull the implements out. It's a little tough to get used to if you're used to the implements on the other side of the handle, or in the center as they are in the Schrade. Suspension is kind of a mini Legend in that it has the springy pliers. Again, full line of knife, screwdriver bits, saw. Cool tool. The Recoil, this one here, the pliers come out with a flip of this button here. And I carried each one of these and tested it out in my location, and they just didn't work out for me for one reason or another, other than the Legend. I carried this probably a year, And the only reason I stopped carrying it was because I went with the Leatherman line, which I'll show you after my miscellaneous tools. These are kind of oddball things that don't really fit into any other manufacturer's line. The Crescent Tools all, it appears a little cheesy, but it's an electrician's tool, and you can see it's got a nice head for wire stripping. And I always carry this in my briefcase because if I'm doing wiring at work, you can't beat this. As I say, some of the implements are not quite the quality that you'd find in the Leathermans or Gerbers, but very handy tool to have. The buck tool, very unique way that the handles fold up. And the only reason I bought this was because I thought that was really cool. But you will find with this tool that the upper end here is a little bit weak, and it feels like you could almost snap these joints off if you put a lot of pressure on them. Buck tool. And the Victorinox Swiss tool, which is probably my nicest multi-tool, had my initials put in it. Very, very beefy. You're not going to bust this thing. So it is expensive, just under $100, maybe it's more than that now, but it's well worth it because you're going to have this for a lifetime. Okay, moving now to the Leathermans. They have a complete line of tools, and I've carried each one of these in some cases a year, maybe more than a year. The Pulse, the only thing that I didn't care for with the Pulse was these locking and unlocking mechanisms on the side here. I never got used to them, but very well crafted tool. The Kick, I bought this one day when I got to work and realized I had forgot to put the multi-tool on my belt. Ran down to Home Depot. I had to go down for something and picked these up for, I think they were like $28. But they had, you know, the basic tools I need: the screwdriver, knife, pliers. The Super Tool 200. It has the same locking mechanism, unlocking mechanism as the Pulse, and again, I got this just because I collect them, although I did carry it for a while. It's a little beefier than the Pulse. You can see it's a lot wider in the handles. And the original Wave, great tool. I carried this for a couple of years also. As I say, I can do individual reviews on each one of these multi-tools if anybody shows any interest. But today we're just looking at what I got. My last three Leathermans. The Leatherman Core. This is my everyday carry at work right now. I've carried this, probably 3 years. Very much along the same idea as my Swiss tool. You're never going to bust this thing, although I managed to. But I sent it back to Leatherman, and they were good on their warranty, fixed it, and I got it back. Another version of the Leatherman Wave, a little bit bigger than the other one. And the Leatherman Surge, which is what I carry around the house and on my days off, the only reason this never worked out on the job was because the screwdriver bits are held in place by a little spring. I don't know if you can see it there where my thumbnail is. And I found that if I was changing bits, ends of the bits there, the spring worked its way out. So I decided that wasn't too good. The core almost has everything that the Surge has, but as you can see, the implements are much heftier. That's what I got. And if you have any questions or you want to see a particular tool reviewed, let me know, and we'll see what we can do. Have a good one.